All right, so anyway.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, welcome back to Noise Avocation Podcast. I'm Ryan here with Jeremy.
Yo, yo.
And we're still studio finicking here. Before we started, though, we were talking a minute about the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, which by the time this comes out will have passed.
Hopefully.
It is tonight. Yeah, hopefully, because I read that thing about a possible couple tests that might delay it again, but that's the internet saying that, so that could have been an old picture. And because to me, I'm like, you can't just delay a national event day of.
I mean,
but
yeah,
I guess if it's a medical emergency, then you can.
They could, like, the commissioner or whatever, but, like, it's in Texas, too.
Yeah,
so
Arlington.
It's state.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's boxing. It's not very well regulated. I mean, it is and it isn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like...
But it's, like, corrupt as all fuck.
I seen... But it's very... far removed from what it was.
Oh,
like
definitely.
Like when we were younger or whatever, like boxing was a lot more regulated. It was better advertised, and now...
Yeah, it was just more popular, I think.
Yeah, UFC's taken over that, sort of, at this point, I would say. So, well, not even
When I was a kid, though, you could watch... Boxing was on ABC and shit. Mm-hmm. Like, it was Wide World of Sports, man. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, like, you could just turn on the Tyson fight.
Yeah, no, that's
It wasn't like a huge pay-per-view event.
No, you always had to pay for Tyson.
Did you really,
yeah.
for Tyson?
Except...
Maybe I'm just... I ended up just watching reruns as a kid and didn't
know. You may
know,
have, because I never watched a live one because that shit was like $80 to $100 when I was a kid. Or even if it was... Dude, if it was $30, I wasn't going to be able to afford it. And they were over so quick, it was like...
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that's right. They were all pay-per-view because people had that beef of, do I want to pay for...
$100 for 20 seconds?
Yeah, for a fucking 30-second fight.
So I think that...
I just ended up watching it, like, reruns on the TV down the road then, I guess. Because as a kid, you don't know the pay-per-view schedule or whatever the fuck's going on. And it's not like my mom was going to be like, oh, sure, I'll give you $80 to buy the Tyson fight.
Here's the thing, though. I didn't... As you, I'm sure, it's kind of like, I feel like we found boxing on our own, not with like a, like I didn't have like a father figure to be like, yo, fucking, let's go out and fucking box. We're just like, oh, Rocky's cool, let's fucking get into this or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much, I guess the way I kind of got into boxing was video games. And I'm not saying I'm like a boxing aficionado or anything like
dude,
that. Like I'm not Vinny Paz or anything. Like,
no, definitely not.
I don't know anywhere near what those guys know, but video games is probably what got me onto it. Because then you play Fight Night and you're like,
there's a new one coming, a rumor too.
I seen that. I seen a picture though, and then I tried to find the picture like later on. And I couldn't find the picture. But me and a couple people have been talking about that for years.
Oh yeah,
and the last good fight night was Champion.
Yep.
And that one was kind of starting to like go a little down.
I bought a PS3 off a dude
to play round 3.
No, to play. Maybe it was. I thought it was just Fight Night. It was Championship. It was Fight Night Championship Edition.
Okay,
and that's why. And it was like
that was the
only reason I bought it.
That was 4.
Yeah, it was 4.
Technically.
Yeah.
3 was like the one that had Roy Jones and shit like on the cover and whatnot.
I don't even remember. I'll take your word for it.
And then I don't remember this for certain, but was before Fight Night became Fight Night, was it Knockout Kings? Because there was a Knockout
like
Kings PlayStation game.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And I don't know if it was
EA Sports or whatever.
Right. I can't. I'd have to go back and
We're
look.
on the music podcast, so we'll save that one for later.
Talking about video games.
But I just wanted to say one thing though. I think that.
Well, I wanted to ask: Are you gonna watch the?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's gonna crash because of what we just said about pay-per-view. To watch this fight, to watch this whole fucking card, you could watch it for $8, $9.
Yeah, because as long as you have a Netflix subscription.
Exactly. So people that normally may not have one
are going to be subscribing to it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's a good catch. You know what I'm saying?
I could see that.
It's a good marketing plan. On the other side of it, I think it's going to crash the fucking system, though.
The actual Netflix app.
I would not be surprised.
No, that's a possibility.
It would crash.
I mean, we've seen it happen with like record releases and shit. Yeah. Crash a website. This is much bigger than that.
Yeah, it's fucking Mike Tyson.
It's
dude.
Mike Tyson. Like, when's the last time that Tyson fought? I don't even know off the top of my head, but
Oh,
it's been a
it was
while.
4 years.
Was it?
Roy Jones Jr. exhibition.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot
Yep.
about that.
Yep.
I didn't watch that.
Yep. I watched that.
See, like I said, not a boxing aficionado.
Yeah, I watched that one.
I thought it'd been like 20 since he fought or
No.
something.
But he's still, but see, the Roy Jones thing was an exhibition. Apparently, this one is like, will go on a record.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like Mike's 50-6. So
And
if
Jake
he
Paul
loses, he's
is
gonna have
whatever.
lost to Jake Paul. I'd be like, I can't, I can't do a Mike impersonation, but I could not live with that on my fucking record, dude. It'd be so hard to like eat that.
It would be, but at the same time, think of what amount of money he's eating off of for doing the fight. So win or lose.
Have you watched any press conferences or anything?
The only one that I've seen is like we were just talking about this, where Mike's in his fucking Versace Speedo that he's got up, and then he like slaps Jake Paul or something.
Yeah.
I seen that.
Okay, so right after that, Roy Jones Jr. He was there, and I watched like a boxing hub or whatever the fuck where they interviewed him, and they were like, "Oh my God, Mike's so emotional, blah blah blah," and he's like that. He needs to be that way.
No, he knows how to amp it.
And
This isn't his first time.
And it's so funny because I feel like everybody thinks it's like, because it's a very sportsman-like world right now. Fighters hug and fucking blah blah blah. But I mean,
so
we
they
come from
think
an area where
we
it's like,
came from where they were fucking each other up.
right?
Like,
You give respect, but we're not fucking. We might shake hands.
yeah,
we might look at each other
after we're done.
but we're not fucking hugging or no, not even afterward. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just, yeah. I don't know. It doesn't work that way. You've got to fucking have that, like, and Mike Tyson has to have that killer fucking instinct.
Well, that and you. I mean, it's war tactics. Like, you get in your opponent's head that way.
He's 58 though, and it fucking worries me, dude.
Yeah.
And I am not.
But at the same time,
and I'm
like,
not underestimating Jake Paul because that motherfucker can knock people out.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not really boxers. They're not
guy,
Mike Tyson, but still.
Yeah, but he's still trained
and he's in
some professional capacity,
and
like
he's
more than the average
person. You got to give
person.
him credit, dude.
And he catches a lot of flack for being the YouTube kid and whatever, and I get that. Like,
if I could have done that, I'd have done it.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's fighting Mike fucking Tyson.
Put yourself in his shoes. Like, he's fighting. What if he's been into boxing for his whole life or an extended period? He's obviously like, this is a dream come true to the guy.
I want to say, well, I guess I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure we'd have to look this up. Somebody knows, but I don't know if Jake Paul was even born yet. He probably wasn't
Tyson
when
was champion.
When Mike, I know when he first won the belt, he wasn't.
I actually really don't even know how old.
But it's like I
Jake Paul
almost
is, to be
wonder
honest
if
with
like
you.
Mike was already
Done.
like out of his prime.
1997, he was born.
Oh my God, yeah, fuck yeah, way done.
Yeah.
Not way done. Sorry, Mike. I'm just saying like.
No, it's just his
prime time.
Prime
yeah,
already.
Mid late 80s. But yeah, so he doesn't. I don't think that kid realizes like the kind of person that Mike Tyson mentally is. Like, he is a fucking dog, dude.
No, I mean, he didn't get to be the world champion at 19 by having a weak mentality.
He's 22.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought he was 19 when he was champ.
22.
But he was fighting professionally at 19 still, though. Fighting champions at 19.
I don't know about that statement 100%, but I know he was fighting pro at 19, but he didn't become champ till 22.
See, I always thought it was 19. See, I'm further driving in my point here.
Of that you don't know anything about. Yeah, I don't really know anything either, I guess.
I
but
just always thought it was 19 for some reason because that's what I've always heard, but maybe that got misconstrued over the years. But yeah, I know there's a bunch of like stipulations to the fight and stuff. Like, you can't do this, that, and the other.
Oh, that sucks.
And
I didn't really look into any of that yet.
Yeah, I didn't read the whole contract, but I was reading about the contract.
Are they allowed to bite?
Sorry,
that was bad.
That was somebody in the comments said that too. Sure. They're like, "What? They didn't put no biting in the contract or something?" Like, but I know there's like a certain length of stipulations that are can do's and can't do's in regard to the fight, but I don't know what they are. And I've heard before that Jake kind of like stacks his fights in his favor, if he's drawn up the contracts or whatever. And so I don't know if that's the case with this fight or not. I'm not sure.
as far as I know, it's 8 minute, or it's not 8 minute, 8 2-minute rounds.
Yep, I seen their 2 minutes. Yeah.
So the way I figure, it's just like if Mike was younger, he's more dangerous at
What's
the
the length
beginning.
of a normal boxing round? Because 2 minutes is
3.
shorter. 3. Okay. And a championship fight would be 5 then.
3.
Is it 3 still?
Yep.
They don't change it like in the UFC?
Uh-uh.
Oh.
Nope. That's just different.
Did not know that either.
No. Yeah. It's crazy. But that's kind of why it's like, with the Jake Paul thing, I believe the only legit boxer he beat was Tyson Fury's little brother. Whatever the hell his name was. I already forgot. My kid will be yelling at me. But
Frank Fury.
What the rest?
I don't know if that's his name.
I think that's his dad's name, actually.
For real?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But they named him Tyson Fury after Mike.
Yeah.
Anyway, musically.
Oh, I was going to say, before I forget about this, musically, in regard to Roy Jones Jr., for anybody out there that doesn't know, Roy Jones does have a hip-hop album out there. But
He has more than one, dude.
Yeah, a couple of them. Body
Yeah.
Headbangers.
Fuck yeah, dude. Can't
The
be
hell was it?
touched.
Can't Be Touched. Yeah, that song.
That's my jam, dude.
That record, actually, is so cheap.
Oh, it's fucking, it's
like,
so bad, though,
It's like
too.
$4.
Oh, my God, that's awesome. I always appreciated that, though. Like, he
It
always
is
wrote
bad,
his own
but
entrance music, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking cool.
It's bad, but it's almost, when you listen to it now and you take some of the bad hip hop that's out now, that bad, because that was like early 2000s when that came out.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
don't remember the exact date, or at least for that album that I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
for Can't Be Touched.
Yeah.
With like the production and the whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
And all the, I know what you're
that
saying.
stuff is better now, at least in my opinion,
Than what's out now?
Some of what's out now, because I don't like being that guy that's like all hip hop now sucks,
No,
because
I
it
know.
doesn't. It's honestly, now there are more rappers and artists out than there ever has been, which is why there's so much stuff that sucks, because you have so many more artists out there to be bad or good.
Dude.
At least I think, you know what I mean?
The-
Like, anybody can go in their living room
Oh,
and make
yeah.
a fucking album.
Fuck yeah, it's crazy.
There's only...
But he was doing it like on tape and shit back in the day, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, at least it's cool that he took boxing and was like, hey, I'm gonna put out some records. I always thought he
Shaq
had the
did it.
funniest fucking haircuts too. Yeah, Shaq did it. But Roy was actually like, at least we're talking about him anyway.
Yeah,
I guess.
he could at least rap better than Shaq.
And the only
'Cause
thing I
don't
didn't
know,
like,
you've heard the Shaq stuff, I would
yeah,
imagine.
like once or twice back in the day, it was fucking
I have
ridiculous.
a Shaq single that was done by Eric Sermon.
Oh,
that
dude,
I found
that's pretty funny.
forever ago. I've always just held on to it because I was like, this is worth nothing, but I feel
Oh,
like
no,
I feel like it should be worth something.
No,
like,
I'd keep it.
because it's Shaq.
I have like a Tim Curry album, dude. It's god awful, but it's got Tim Curry on the cover, looking creepy as shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities out there that have actually made music that you may or may not know about, like fucking not Jerry Seinfeld. Who was the fucking talk show host? Why am I blanking his name
Talk
right
show
now?
host?
Yeah, Jerry Springer.
Oh yeah.
He had an album.
Yep.
The S's were fucking me up. He had an album. Ben Stiller had like a goth rock band at one point. Like,
Yeah. He's like a big like post punk type dude.
I can't remember what the name of it is off the top of my head. If I knew we were going to talk about
No,
it,
yeah,
I
I
would have
didn't.
looked it up.
The more famous ones that like at least I can think of would because they're silly. Don Johnson,
Yeah,
Heartbeat. That shit's so
I think
bad.
Johnny Depp has a record out too, I believe. With
I'm sure with
like
different
Alice
bands
Cooper
and shit.
stuff.
Yeah, the Hollywood Vampires.
Yep.
The actual.
Yeah, which funny story. There was a local band here called Hollywood Vampires, and I believe didn't they buy the name, like Alice Cooper or whoever bought the name from them? Isn't that how that goes? Or did they just take it from them
No.
the other way?
If anything,
Because they ended up having to change their name to Blood on the Dance Floor.
right.
So I always, and I never knew for sure because I never really knew anybody in the band, but I always heard rumors that like they got sued.
They may have gotten sued, but they didn't. They may have gotten sued. I don't know, but yeah, they changed their name.
I
And
remember
they didn't.
them
But as
changing.
far as like
No, I wasn't
Somebody
saying it like they got rich off it or
yeah,
anything.
no, fuck no.
I just, and nobody ever said anything like that. I just remember there was some legal stipulation to where they had to
But I mean,
change.
honestly, in all fairness, if like I was in a band and I named it whatever it was, and then something like that happened where you got like a super group that your parents know and they like take that name,
Yeah.
I'd change the fucking thing too, you know?
I would too.
It's like, damn it. But
kind of cool though that like at least they like those guys caught wind of somebody that was here. Like I always thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
But so we're getting towards the end of the year here and stuff. Pretty soon we'll be doing a wrap up episode of some of our favorite stuff that's been released this year, which we're not going to give you any insight to right now.
I'm giving you no hints. Aside from there's still shit coming out.
I was going to say there's still, that's what I wanted to talk about for a minute, is there's still like Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre got that one record coming out, but I haven't seen a release date, so I don't know if it's 2025 or not. Ice Cube has a new album coming out. Nas and DJ Premier have an album coming out. And this is just hip-hop. I haven't even dabbled into everything else. Pharoah Monch is supposed to have External Affairs come out. And there was something else the other day that I was like, well, that hasn't come out yet. I can't remember what it was. But there's still like...
There's a lot.
I counted yesterday, and I have like 25 or 30 things on my best of 2024 list that I need to narrow down to 10-ish.
I just have I have a section of a bunch of albums out of the collection, and that keeps getting wider, like basically the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of them people will probably guess because we've interviewed a handful of them, but yeah,
like
there was a lot of good shit out this year, dude, like across all genres, really. I kind of felt like hip-hop was a little weak there for a minute, but then like a real good run of things came out for a couple months and you're like, oh shit.
I just feel for the genres of music that we each like, it's been good for all of them, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been good for like hardcore, it's been good for black metal, it's been good for like hip-hop. The only thing I don't know anything about really is the country aspect. I don't know how they're doing over there, but I'm just saying there's like, there's just
I'm trying to think of
there is no shortage of fucking good shit right now. And
yeah, country, I'm trying to, like, the only country things I know that really came out this year that were big was that Shabuzi album.
Totally Shabuzi.
Yeah. And then probably like Jelly Roll and stuff, and then whoever else did like a crossover country album, because it seemed like
that's like the thing.
Yeah, I'd seen like, was it Beyonce did one? I know that, which seemed to be a total failure. Like I still have one sitting in the store. Like I thought it was gonna be kind of big.
Is that the one where she's sitting on the horse?
I thought it was gonna be kind of big. Because I was like, oh, well, it's Beyonce, you know? Like, she's huge regardless.
But is it just... I never fucking even looked into it. Is there beats on it, or is it straight up, like,
I think
hillbilly twang shit?
I didn't listen to any of it outside of, like, a clip of one of the songs just to kind of know what was going
definitely.
on there. The one that I listened to, it sounds like it's real instruments, but it could very easily just be programmed.
Okay, I guess I was just wondering
it's
if
country.
It's
not. It doesn't lean.
There's no crossover.
Right. I mean, there might be a little bit of beats here and there, but honestly, when you look at
it's country dominated, not hip hop dominated.
Yeah, and when you look at what is dominating country right now. And this is not an area that I'm like very well versed in, at least not current country, but a lot of that stuff has a hip hop blend to it now, because that seems to be what sells for country, and that's cool. It works, good for them. But
do you think it's like it's always like has a beat? It's always like danceable and shit. I think that's just what sells.
Yep.
Well,
I mentioned,
and then like the cheesy lyrics.
Yeah, the cheesy lyrics, or like the Shabuzi song that I was thinking of. You remember that Jay Quan, Everybody in the Club Get Tipsy song, like way back? Mm-hmm. So he like remade a country version of that.
And then and
it's massive.
See, man, that's so like I would totally be all about that for like the cash fund and like change my life. But from an artist standpoint, I'd just be like, damn it,
Yeah.
because like you know what I mean? Like
That's just a song that I never in a
to get
million
big on a
years thought
fucking
I would hear come back.
yeah, like no, fucking exactly. Like
Because like
it was
it
bad
was
the first
big for
time.
like a summer,
Right.
it seemed like, and then it just disappeared off the face of the earth.
No, I don't.
Was it Jay Quan? I think was the guy that originally did it, if I remember right. But I remember being
It's like some.
14,
I was
15
gonna
or
say
something when it
because
came
that
out.
shit was playing at like sneakers,
Yeah,
and I've not been into a place like that since I was like
right.
21.
So it was big
Oh, I
for
take
a
that
minute.
back. Maybe 25, but
That's just a song I didn't see
30.
coming back. It'd be like somebody redoing a Chingy song or something.
Yeah,
Like
that'd
there
be
was that
strange.
like run of rappers at that time that like had a huge hit that nobody ever heard from again.
My jailbird brother, he was into that Soldier Boy thing. I thought that was pretty funny.
I don't like Soldier Boy's music, but I have to say I do kind of enjoy him, like just as a person.
Oh, I
Like,
just was talking about he was just, it was that dance fucking whatever it
oh yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah. Remember?
You got to remember also, he was not in any sort of jail or this was a very long time ago.
I know. I remember.
It's like just to put it into perspective.
Yeah, I knew your brother before you, I guess. So yeah, I kind of remember that a little.
Yeah, he was a. Well, anyway,
Well,
he
I
doesn't
guess
listen to that
depending,
shit anymore.
I guess
You know?
depending on which brother you're talking about, but well, never mind. Now I gather.
Yeah,
it.
you got it. You got it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just a song that I didn't see coming back, man.
Oh.
I didn't think so. But shit sells. I mean, and things go in cycles. Like there's a lot of recycled music out there, so it makes sense. I get it.
It does.
Hip hop does the same thing. Metal does the same thing. Every genre does it to some extent. It's hard to do something that hasn't been done.
As far as like covers go, I guess it would. That's not. It's more of a remix though, like you said, than a cover.
Yeah, it's because it's not a. He changed some of the words, but it's
Yeah.
got like the melody and stuff to it. It's one of those songs that like you hear it and it gets in your head and you
Really want to take a Tylenol to make it go away?
that and like but like
something.
sometimes it like gets in your head and you're just singing it and you don't necessarily like enjoy or love the song or anything, but you
Mhm.
listen to it again because you're like, just get this fucking thing
mhm,
out of here. Like
mhm.
it works the earworm out.
Yep.
So that song that I was talking about, that is one of those songs for me. Like I don't necessarily like it,
I'm gonna stay away.
but
from
I will say I have listened to it a handful of times because I'm just like, like it's catchy, man. He did a good job at like making a song that
Yeah.
would appeal to you hit the right fucking age and the right demographic. Like that song's been gone just long enough. And then, it seems like people kind of drift more toward country now because I know so many people that I wouldn't expected to be Jelly Roll fans and stuff now that
Oh,
are
I know,
like
it's
big
crazy.
into it. And there's nothing wrong with that by any means at all.
I would take it back to
it's
when
just
I was a
bizarre
kid.
to
It
me.
was George Michael's "Faith" covered by Limp Bizkit. It's basically almost
Yeah.
the same story.
Yeah, that is actually
It's
the
just
same
different.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
just different genres,
you just switched it up a little bit.
and it's like you
And
said,
Limp
it's just a
Bizkit's,
cycle.
but that Limp Bizkit was a good example because he's like popular again.
Right. It's crazy how that cycle
Did you
works.
ever see Limp Bizkit becoming relevant again in
No.
your lifetime?
Dude,
Because he
if
was
you would've-
kind of a gimmick to begin with.
If you would have asked me to bet money on it, which I'm not a gambler, but like hypothetically, I would fucking totally have
I
been
would've
like,
bet
there is
against
no
that,
way
yeah.
he's ever coming back.
100%.
Ever.
I would have bet against it too.
Yep. And there's no way. And then
Because
here I sit, fucking.
And now he's
corrected.
like he's going on tour with like big like I think it was like Metallica and shit.
Yeah,
like to go from being completely dormant and doing nothing to going on tour with the biggest metal band in the
He's
world.
smart, dude. Got to give him credit where credit's
It's impressive. Yeah, I don't like his music, but I will say like if I could do it, at his shit, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not even trying to
those
front.
paychecks that he's getting for that are probably fucking sweet.
The only thing is, well, that's for another episode, I suppose. But we should definitely get a list of remixes that we might like better. I never thought about that till you said that, because there's a few songs that are done a little bit different that I can think of right now that are that I almost like better than the originals. Some of them.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few that I could think. One, like the main one being All Along the Watchtower.
Okay, that's one.
Like, I actually,
I
as a
was thinking
kid,
Social
did
D
not
Under My
know
Thumb.
for the longest time that was a Bob Dylan song.
Oh yeah, a lot of people didn't.
Because it was so huge as a Jimmy
Yeah.
song that you just don't think about it. I didn't know that till I was a little older
Yeah.
and was like, oh shit. And then you hear the other version and you're like, wow.
I was really into Jimi Hendrix when I was like even before like hardcore and metal and shit for what I don't know, I just liked, so I was like 14, 13. So
Hey, he was an
before
icon.
that, I was like, I thought that was his song for sure, until later on, and I was like, oh, it's this Bob guy, and that's how I actually found out about Dylan.
Oh, really? That's how you found Bob Dylan?
Yeah.
That's crazy. First time I ever Blood on the Tracks, I guess, was probably the first time I knew about Bob Dylan that I can think of, at least, which I couldn't pinpoint when the hell that was, but probably subconsciously before I even knew that I was listening to it. I probably heard it somewhere because we grew up in the area that would be playing that stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Classic rock stations 24/7 and All Along the Watchtower could definitely go on a list of songs that if I never heard it again, I'd want to hear the solos, I think, and shit, but
it's pretty much like
it's right here
anytime-
forever, dude. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna forget it.
Anytime you watch a movie that takes place in Vietnam,
Oh yeah.
that's on there every single time.
Yep.
And then there's
soundtrack.
always a Creedence song too.
Yep.
And it's usually Can't Stand the Rain or whatever the fuck.
Have you ever seen The Rain?
Yeah. I seen a picture the other day of, it was a Spotify playlist and it says John Fogerty Discovering the Rain, and it had 3 songs, and it was like, Have You Ever Seen the Rain? And then there's a song that's like something about like making the rain go away or something. So it went from like, have you seen it, to like, fuck this rain. Like in a song.
That's pretty
And
funny,
I was like,
dude.
oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the
Plagiarizing
songs.
himself, like, again.
Yeah.
Where they found more. Yeah, it's nuts.
I never cared for Creedence much, really.
Oh, I was a Creedence fan, man. I mean, like, I could go again without ever hearing it again, like, but in my early 20s, man, if we were at the bar, like, I don't know. It's just one of those things,
No,
I
could
guess.
totally, I understand.
Yeah.
I just,
No, yeah.
you
I
just
don't know.
hear it enough and you're like, all right, I'm good.
Yep.
Don't need to hear it anymore.
Which, I'll sell anybody my Creedence. I got some. You know the number.
If you got it clean, it's actually,
No, I know.
it's actually not a bad price tag that
Yeah,
you put on that stuff. I mean, it's nothing insane, but like you get $20, $30 records pretty easy.
Yep.
So, aside from all that, upcoming still in the year, we have Black Christmas, December 28th. If you are in the Metro Detroit or even anywhere in Michigan area or Ohio or any of the immediate
Midwest,
states,
man,
like,
go.
we're driving 4 hours to get there. You can drive too. Tons of cool bands though. Bane, Throw Rag, Smoke AD's playing their first show. We got some other cool stuff coming up when it gets closer to that, so definitely stay tuned for that. I wanted to ask you though, like, who are you looking forward to seeing at Black Christmas?
Clockface, Dead Hang. Like, because it's mostly like bands of people we know, honestly, because we've been talked to these guys and like listened to their music. I want to see that shit like live.
Yeah, there's a good chunk of bands that we've had on here or been in contact with.
Right.
And then there's still stuff to be added. Like, the list isn't completely final yet.
Throw Rag, though, I'm pretty interested to hear.
Yeah.
I've listened to them on Spotify. I've never heard of them until I saw them on this bill.
I seen them on there, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, how did this
Yeah, it's pretty
Not
cool.
sure how that like slipped under the radar without even hearing the name at all, because it's not like they're not a small band. They're not
No,
massive
not
by
by.
any means, but
Hang on a second.
it'll be a fun show.
Oh, definitely, man. I'd imagine it'll sell out. So get your tickets. And the closer it gets, I believe they go up in price, don't they?
Probably, yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but as the quantities dwindle, yeah, I would imagine so, just because they get harder to.
Yeah, dude. The Dogs of War. I'm sorry, dudes. They're playing. Annie Up.
Yeah, Dogs of War, Annie Up.
Some days are darker.
Some days are darker. Off with Their Heads, which isn't on there, but will be.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the Sissy Boys yet. Suffocate Fast. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, dude. I think it's gonna be one of those things where we're gonna have to choose. Like, okay, you're gonna go upstairs. Well, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
to the garden.
yeah.
Like, it's gonna be like that.
I was talking to Ramona, and she said that she had some people reach out to her that were asking if like certain sets were gonna overlap.
Yeah.
Because some people are like flying in from wherever to come do it.
Yeah, for sure.
So they were like, oh, I don't want to go if like so and so is gonna overlap so and so because we're going there for like those two bands
Right.
mainly, or what, whatever the case is. But I think they do it well, at least the ones that I've been to.
Oh no, it's done
it's
good.
constantly alternating rather than waiting 20 minutes between shows to wait for another band to tear down, wait for another one to set up, and
it's done very well. She does a very good job.
yeah, like Blackout Barbecue, they ran that the same way, or at least the ones that I've been to. It's always one band on, one band setting, one band on, one band setting, and then sometimes they kind of get a 5-10 minute overlap, but usually they're pretty good about spacing it out and give people a little smoke break or whatever in between.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes me think it's like a big fucking clubhouse, only there's stages everywhere, so you can really hang out in the fucking like the lobby area or the bar or whatever and fucking hear everything, dude. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it'll be a good time, so if you see us there, say what's up. Definitely get your tickets as soon as possible. I'll put the links in this little episode description for that if anybody's interested or hadn't gotten them yet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the last of what's coming out for the rest of this year to see if anything's gonna bump anything off my list or not.
I don't know. I was thinking about that earlier, and it's like you said, some of the dates we don't even know. We just know there's things that are coming out, so it's like,
yeah, because the
I don't really want
Pharomonch,
to say anything at all because
right.
you don't know.
The Pharomonch I'm really looking forward to. But I just haven't seen a date. Oh, and Red Man Muddy Waters, too.
Yep.
That's another one.
Yeah, how did we forget that? We were just watching that
I haven't
video.
seen a date on that either. Every time I see something about it, it just says coming soon. So I would imagine 2025 on that one at least, just because it's so late in the year that I feel like they would start promoting the release date at this point.
You would think. I don't think we had said Black Christmas is Saturday, December 28th, by the way. Majestic Complex, they call it, just so everybody knows. So like, dude, that's awesome. What the fuck? What date is it? You know?
Yeah, I don't remember if we did say the date. But yeah, December 28th. Check it out. Get there. Fucking behave. Have fun.
If you're from the area of Alpena, where we are, let us know. If you're going.
Actually, Cole said he might want to go too.
Oh, right on.
So I was like, all right, you can come.
Yeah, a bunch of us went last year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time. I was going to bring up something else, but it just slipped my mind right when you threw out that date.
Oh, my bad.
You're good. Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, it's just been a fucking crazy, like, last couple of weeks, really. And between the election and all that shit, and we're not getting into that. This is an anti-politics podcast, so... But I'm glad that all that's over with, at least. We have Record Store Day upcoming, too, if you're local.
Just cool shit coming out.
I slipped that day, too. 11/29. I wanted to say 11/28 because of the 28th, but yeah. Black Friday. If you're local, or even if you're not and you want to make the drive, come up. Like, we'll have a whole bunch of stuff here. We made some changes to the store, added a couple new things in there, and hopefully the rest of the layout will be done by Record Store Day, Black Friday. Was there anything on the list that you were like kind of itching to get? Because it was kind of it was a cool list in its own way.
I wasn't
depending on
prepared for
what
this
you're
question.
looking
Let me
for.
put it to you that way. So
Yeah,
there isn't anything that I'm really anticipating.
Yeah, there wasn't anything like crazy on there.
The Czarface, I probably want that, but
Yeah, the Zarfe, which actually it's sitting right next to you.
yeah.
Zarface. There was a run of decent stuff that Get On Down released, like Keith Murray, Too Short.
Oh, that's right.
There was a Dead Prez, Revolutionary, but
Dead
Gangster
Prez would be sick.
Repress.
But at the same time, it's like the Black Friday one's always like the worst time because of the holidays and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the list is smaller, so I don't know. It's a weird day because there's a lot of people out shopping for that day.
Yep.
Where they're out like getting holiday shit, buying gift cards, especially here. Like gift cards are I don't want to say we sell more gift cards than records during the holiday season, but we sell a lot of fucking gift cards because people don't know what other people have in their collection.
Music, that's the perfect thing to do.
Yeah,
you want somebody else buying your shit like for you?
Fuck no.
Exactly, dude.
Because I
I'll
don't
curate
know.
my own list.
I might already have it. I might not want that version. I might, it all depends. But so yeah, we go through a lot of gift cards during that time. But the list is always smaller. But what I try to do to kind of help out the day is I do like a big restock of common titles like Taylor Swift, Tyler the Creator. This year especially the Chaperone album, I've outsold Taylor Swift like 10-1 with that album, which is crazy because
that's cool though because she doesn't need it. No.
She really doesn't. But it's surprising to me how many copies of that Fall of a Midwest Princess album that I've sold. I've had more requests for that since it came out than Taylor Swift, which is bizarre because when Taylor Swift does something on Record Store Day, the 2-3 weeks leading into, I get 5 calls a day, if not more, asking if we will have Taylor Swift.
That is disappointing. But hey, man, that's what people want.
She's doing a Black Friday Target exclusive release. So for Swiftie people, you can go down and support your local corporate conglomerate.
Wasn't she the ambassador, I think, 2023?
Yeah, no, the year before last year.
2022.
Yep, because she had those pins, the ambassador pins.
That's
I
what
didn't see
thinking.
who was the ambassador for this year, to be honest with you. They don't seem to always announce one, actually. Like, the Taylor one, I didn't know that she was until I got the pins, like, in the mail.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't know until you told me or whatever.
Yeah, and so I didn't know.
That's why I was just wondering.
I actually don't know. I'd have to look that up. To me, it seems like it would be MF Doom because he has the most releases
that'd be cool.
on. But how do you make somebody who's deceased the ambassador for that day? Because I don't know that they
holograms, man. It's a whole new world.
I don't know that they've done that with somebody who's passed away.
No, I don't know.
But it wouldn't be surprising because MF Doom has rightfully blown up. But at the same time, I feel like some of you guys should have caught on a little earlier.
You
knew he was out there. Like, what were you waiting for?
Yeah, I don't know that. It's strange though. Like,
but it's cool though that like
we're gonna have to cut this off. It'll turn into like a 2-hour episode.
It's just cool that people are like getting into that
fucking
kind
good
of
hip hop
style of hip hop.
Yeah, like
because
storytelling, flow, like the boom bap chill. Like I love that shit, man.
Yeah, it's definitely unique. Like it has its own sound. And there's nobody out there like MF Doom. Like there's people out there who have definitely been inspired by and have taken little pieces of, but like you will never have that guy again in hip hop, because it would immediately be a gimmick. Or a rip-off.
Right. Everybody knows who you're biting.
Yeah, so he was a one of one, which is very hard to do in any musical genre. Because
anybody who doesn't know anything about him should look into the history, just because it's like. it's pretty interesting. Wasn't easy, I guess.
Yeah, no, he had a lot
And now,
of
and he's getting all his flowers after he's in the ground. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it wasn't even. I mean, he had albums out before Operation Doomsday is where a lot of people start, but like now with the internet, people know about KMD and they
Right,
know
and
about
everything
Zev
else.
Love X and Third Base and all that stuff. So that's cool to see. Like, there's probably been 1,000,001 YouTube videos of some guy breaking it down, I'm sure. And we're not going to get into all that, but
I'm not qualified on the MF Doom end. You might be, but I am not.
I don't even know if I know enough, I guess, to say that I know enough to break down a whole analytical video. I don't really know. Maybe. I guess it depended on how far you want to go. Like, but to me,
We'll discuss it later.
Yeah, we'll get back to
for
it.
sure.
But yeah, we just wanted to. I don't know if you got anything else you want to talk about immediately, Jeremy.
I just want to say, Bayway came out with a 4-song EP today that sounds fucking badass.
Bayway Takes Manhattan.
Yep. So,
which is an awesome title. Which, if you listen
it's an
to
awesome cover. Everything. It's cool, man. So check that out. That's out.
And if you listened to our episode with him, he had talked about the album a whole bunch of times.
So go back and watch that with Cheyway.
I haven't. Did you listen to the EP already?
Oh yeah,
I heard the single off it like when it dropped.
Yeah,
but
because I pre-ordered it on Bandcamp.
Okay, I haven't even had a chance to pick it up and start listening.
It's like Bandcamp is pretty fucking helpful when it comes to that shit, and I'll set like the notifications.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Usually I just open my Instagram and it'll be right there.
Yeah. See,
but sometimes the shit gets buried, dude.
Right.
Like, you don't see a post till 3 days later or whatever.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, man, that's.
But before we wrap this up real quick, I did want to ask, because I know we talk about this just day to day regularly, but what's some of the shit that you've been listening to lately that's been sort of new across your radar, even if it's not something that just came out?
Well,
it could be something old,
like
that
old
you found,
that I was listening to. Mugger, that also came out. Cold Cave, which I could have, dude. I swore I told you I pre-ordered
you probably
that shit.
did,
because I'm still waiting for my hard copy.
I probably
and that was like, another one.
Okay, cool, Cold Cave, and then by the time I got home or whatever, it was gone.
Chokehold, like I posted. The fucking Bane repop sounds fucking awesome, and then it's cool that came out because they're playing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like kind of, I've been listening to some of the bands on there. Obviously, it's like you wanna know when you're gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just what we do. We listen to everything,
Yeah,
but that's what I've been kind of doing lately.
It's nice to know like what you're walking into. Also,
something else I've been listening to.
Did you play the new Cure album yet? I know you haven't bought it yet.
I listened to it once.
Off and on in stock, but
on my way a couple weeks ago out of town, but that's kind of one I want to like put my headphones on and sit down in my chair and possibly like, just like
I only
really feel it. 'Cause I heard it's fucking and
the two songs that they had out before it actually dropped.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was track 1 and 3, I believe. I heard those. But I'm waiting for the Blu-ray got delayed. Like it was supposed to be out the beginning of the month, and now it's like the end of the month.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for that because I'm like, I don't want to like play the whole thing without hearing it.
That's kind of where I'm at. It's like, and we've talked about this before, listening to something like on your phone or as shitty as possible. Then by the time you get it, you're already kind of burnt on the actual.
I think
material.
that happened with the Eminem record. Because when that first dropped, like, you could stream it, I had a ton of people messaging me, like, you got the new Eminem record, you got the new Eminem record, when's it going to be out, And there was no date yet. And it was, like, 3 months after the release that it finally physically came out, and it seemed to not sell as well. Don't get me wrong, I still sold a bunch of them, but I was anticipating, like, fuck, do I need, like, 25, 30 copies of this? But I was well off with like 10. So.
Yeah, see, I think that's the big fuck up on their end, and that's the But that's the battle. You got to wait on everything.
Yeah.
They should
So
have.
I
I don't
don't
know.
get why they didn't put it out at the same time because it's not like
I
he's
would
a
have waited.
small artist.
Right, or he
I
needs
mean,
this or needs that.
he's like the second or third highest selling artist of all time, like in the
Fucking
world.
crazy.
So like you would think that. I mean, they wouldn't do that for the Beatles. So
True.
why did
Why
they
do it
do
for
it for
him?
Eminem?
I don't know.
The Taylor Swift wouldn't do that shit either. So I don't know. It must have just been maybe they had some unforeseen circumstance that we don't know about that just kind of put a wrench in everything.
That's so fucking
But
weird.
it seemed to kind of just fall off.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
People aren't talking about it as much because
Well, it's just, I mean,
there's a
you got to hit.
blasted.
You got to hit.
Yeah, but you get things every day that you're
Yeah.
blasted with by the time that comes out. Like, we had a couple people that paid for it in advance that forgot they even paid for it. So I'm like calling people and they're like, "Oh,
Dude.
well, what do I owe?" I'm like, "You're good. You
I
already
don't.
paid."
I don't even think about it. It's like I've done that because it's so far back. If you pre-order it, because you don't know, and then 3 months later you're like, "Oh shit, cool." Or,
Yeah, I'm waiting
"Oh
on a
shit, I
couple,
forgot." God, now it's sold out.
I'm waiting on a couple pre-orders still. Organized Confusion 30th anniversary and the Kill Whitney Dead repress.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Organized Confusion I'm fine with because it's only been a couple weeks, but Kill Whitney Dead's been like 4 or 5 months now.
I think the Suffocation, I'm sorry, Suffocate Faster, the last Over and Out Recordings album is on its way to my house. Sorry to see that label go.
Oh yeah, I did see that about that.
We had him on way early.
Yeah, that sucks. Hopefully everything's all good with him. Like,
But I'm anticipating to get that album, and then they're also playing Black Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's right, they are. Yeah, yeah, that list looks small, but when you write it out, it's like there's actually quite a few
20
bands on there.
Well, there's the list has 28 because I listed them out, but then
And then
there's
a
at
couple
least
others
2
that are
to
coming
3
on
more.
there.
So
Yep.
it's like at least 30 bands. At least you're going to see 30 fucking bands possibly.
For
If not more.
$25.
Yeah, for nothing.
That is less than $1 a band.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, you can't even. The fees on this, some shit, are higher than that.
Yeah,
Like,
it
depending on your tickets. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I was looking at like Tyler the Creator tickets for my kid.
Yeah.
In July. They're like $200 a piece for like bad seats.
Shit, that's why I never made it to the Boss, dude. I'm too broke. Like, I live like the Boss. I can't go see the Boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, his tickets were when he did a tour. It wasn't maybe it was last year or the year before. It was kind of recently. Whenever his new album came out,
okay.
he had a run of shows, and I remember seeing the tickets be like $800. And then people were like backlashing on him for like, you know, his song content being for working class people,
Right.
but then he's charging $800 a ticket, and that's not always in their hands to be able to, like, they don't decide the price.
I mean,
really.
From my point of view, with a band like that, you're paying a lot of people on that stage to play, and if they screw up,
And you're not only
they
paying,
don't screw up. I mean,
yeah.
you know what you do?
You're paying the stage,
lot of
the
people.
people that are on there, but you're paying for the setup, the tear down, the, you know,
Does he
everything that
need
goes
it?
in there.
I don't know, but it's like I can't tell Bruce what the fucking. Hey man, you need to start playing free shows.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Nah, fuck that. Why would you?
You know?
Like, that's your craft, that's your talent. Like, go on.
Can you
and
imagine
make
seeing
money
the
for
Boss
it.
down at fucking Bayview, dude?
You wouldn't be able to see him. You wouldn't be able to get down there.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole town of Alpena would be there.
And the whole fucking it'd just be crazy.
I mean, look, Jackal came here, and that shit sold
yeah,
out
they're
in
coming
like
back.
in a couple days. And Jackal was by no means
Damn
a
it.
big band.
I wish we knew that. We could have made a chainsaw fucking,
Oh,
button.
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot they were
fucking-
coming back.
The pad button.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's next weekend, I believe.
Oh shit.
I never really cared for that band, so I'm not going to go see them. However, I do think it's cool that they're bringing bigger artists here.
Yeah, I think we actually have things going on, which is really kind of strange
Yeah, because
around here.
you've heard us talk about this before, but where we're at, there is not a lot for shows, at least, going on. Just because of how far north it is, it's hard to get people up here. Unless you're touring to Canada, there's no reason.
I think, too, a lot has to do with it is, like, if you really want to see a band, and because of how, like, going, like, I would go down to shows we had, like, that's a part of the whole fucking thing, right? But people that just grow up watching the shows on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, why would I drive for, like, I understand that point of view too. They're like, well 4 hours, man, it's
Especially
gonna
if
cost
the yeah,
this,
exactly.
like, blah blah blah. Or I'm
Whereas
16, I can't, like, I don't have like a crew that wants to go.
yeah, whereas when you were younger, like you get
Yeah,
a group of friends together and you guys all drop $20-$30
yeah,
on tickets and then pitch in on gas. It's doable. But now any average, even semi big named concert, like you're shelling out
yeah,
$500
dude.
by the end of the day, like between food and all that shit. Because you get there and you're paying fucking $14 for soggy French fries.
I remember paying $24 for Social D and being kind of fucking pissed about it.
Yeah,
You know, now I'm like,
and I bet
wow.
you now the tickets are at least 100,
I, I,
depending on where you go.
I'm sure they're, I wouldn't know, but I bet you they're at least $50.
Yeah, and that's for general admission,
Yeah.
like bare bones, like yeah. That's a whole other combo
I
that we
know.
could
I was
get
just
into.
thinking though,
Those
yeah, that's
concert
how
ticket
crazy.
prices.
That's how crazy that shit is. You know, 20. You might be right. It's probably maybe it is closer to 100 now with Social
I would
D.
say after all the fees and everything,
Yeah.
but it would depend on the venue too, because they
True.
played was it Fox Theater?
That's where I
or
saw 'em.
Fillmore.
I saw him at the Fox.
Yeah, they just recently played one or the other though with was it Bad Religion and Social D? I think was what I'm pretty sure it was Bad Religion and Social D. It was either earlier this year or last year.
I
And
remember Social
don't
D coming
remember
through, but I don't remember Bad Religion playing with him.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
sure
not.
it was Bad Religion.
I'm sure you're right. It's just like, how the fuck did I miss that?
Well, because we were talking to somebody about it, and they were like, "I missed it."
Yeah, that was
'Cause
Mark
they
from
were-
Shutdown.
Yeah, and they were.
But
I believe it was the same.
I did.
Social
Oh,
D
it was the
run.
same tour.
I think so. Because I knew some people that went to it that I remember seeing pictures posted. I'd have to
Yeah,
go back
yeah,
and
yeah,
look,
on
but I'm pretty
Instagram.
sure it was. I just can't remember if it was Fillmore or Fox. But what I was gonna say was, it depends on where you're going to watch the
Right,
show.
for the price.
'Cause, you're going to Van Andel or Little Caesars Arena or anywhere that's above a 10,000 cap. Like you're paying extra just based off
Yeah,
that.
just to
You got
walk in.
parking fees, drinks, everything, merch, all that. It's fucking expensive, dude. That's why I can't blame anybody for just wanting to watch it on YouTube on their couch.
Exactly.
Plus, honestly, you get a better view.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
And you don't have to deal with
If
somebody's
you're not, I
sweaty
mean,
pits next to
it's
you.
like I
and
said,
stuff.
um, it's just different for different people, I suppose. Like some people watch fishing on TV, some people go fishing. I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't watch fishing on TV. Well, actually, that's a lie. I have before, not willingly, but
Yeah, I just was thinking, like, when you said that, I'm like, I haven't, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I've
Yeah.
been forced to.
yeah,
Can we
Yeah.
watch something else? Shut the fuck up.
yeah. Fuck off! He's about to slam this bass right
Yeah,
here.
it's just like, anyway.
But anyway, let's wrap this shit up because I got some stuff to do. But like we said, Black Christmas upcoming. Make sure you get your tickets for that. Check it out. You can go on Black Iris Booking Instagram. You can go on the Majestic Instagram to check the lineup. We'll put the link for ticket purchase in this episode. And yeah, hopefully we see some people there. And then Bucket's real close to the end of the year, so we'll be doing a wrap up here shortly. And then
We have a few interviews coming up still.
yep, a couple
so-
more interviews, and then we're going to take a break for a couple weeks, I would imagine, just to do some holiday shit.
Yeah, bring in the new year and come
then-
back fucking blazing, son.
Yep, and then we got some cool ideas moving forward for some stuff, so stay tuned for that.
Also, shout out to fucking Cold Case for sending us these T-shirts, which they did
I
a
didn't
million
wear
years
mine.
ago, and I apologize. They're fucking badass. Thank
I
you.
keep forgetting about it too.
I was gonna
forgot we were
message
make
you.
a whole video,
And then I was like, oh, fuck, I'm not messaging him about clothes. It's fucking weird. Fuck it.
But yeah, thanks guys. We
All right.
appreciate it. Check out the band.
Yeah, they're dope, dude.
And anybody listening, we appreciate you listening. Check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe to us on there. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Patreon. You can follow us on Facebook, but we don't really use it all that often. And
Just
there's
follow
probably somewhere else you can follow us that I'm not thinking. Oh, TikTok.
YouTube, Instagram. Just do that, and I'll be totally happy.